Welcome to Faith to Go. In this episode, we're going to talk about who are you following? So this is a very important question. Do you sometimes feel like you're doing this? Or how about this? That's understandable. We've all had to be in lockstep during this pandemic. We all hope we're doing the right thing to stay safe. We've all needed to curb our desire to gather in groups. We've been wearing masks and trying to be socially distant. So we're all doing the same thing to stay healthy. And we also know that our spiritual walk is important too. We need to follow Jesus, especially during this time of the pandemic. We're all feeling a little bit down, and Jesus is going to show us the way to do that. He talked about this path when he talked about in John 14:6, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. This way is how Jesus lived and prayed. It's who he is. And we learn about this way through all of the stories and parables that he gives us. This way is the right path, and Jesus is our true leader. In John's Gospel, in the chapter right before this, Jesus washes the disciples' feet. He tells them, I have given you a model to follow so that what I have done, you should also do. This is just one example of the way that he's described. We'll hear more about this way of Jesus at Mass later this summer and also in the fall. And we'll also be reminded about how to resolve conflicts, how to forgive others. We'll learn about the word of Jesus in Matthew chapter 13. He's going to compare his word to the seed that's sown by a farmer. Some fell on rocky soil, some was about among thorns, but some fell on rich soil and produced abundant fruit. So we can all get closer to finding out about this way through our prayer life also. We can read about it in Scripture through all of his parables, and we can just follow the way through the examples of other leaders whom we respect. Back in the late 1980s and early 90s, I was feeling a little disenchanted with my faith. I was going to different churches. I was even trying different denominations. I just felt lost. So I just kept thinking, what am I going to do? I want to celebrate my faith somewhere, but I just didn't know where to go. So I was talking with a Catholic buddy, and she suggested St. Vincent's. That's what I did. This was at about the time that the tornado had hit, and our parish was meeting at the Andover High School auditorium. So I decided to go, and I was really surprised. I walked in on a Saturday evening Mass, and I was amazed. The ushers were friendly. They greeted me with a smile, and they showed me where to sit. I could tell people really enjoyed being there. They didn't feel like they were obligated to be there. They participated. They enjoyed what they were doing. They inspired me. And at the sign of peace, they really smiled at each other. I thought to myself, this might be my spiritual home. So in essence, you were the ones that brought me here. You brought me on the way. You were Jesus for me. So even though we may, as a parish, have suffered through a devastating tornado that wiped out our parish, we're hanging together during another difficult time through COVID-19, of course, but also with our beloved pastor, Kent, being sick. We hold him up in prayer, and we hold each other through this difficult time. We can be the way for each other. We can be Jesus for one another through this time. So I was, as a result of all of that, Jesus coming through you, I started getting involved in choir. I started in RCIA as a catechist, and I was in Remembering Church. I was sold. I joined the church. I got back on the way. So I just wanted you to know that your spiritual walk impacts so many people. You are the doer of the word. You are producing abundant fruit. But it takes effort. It takes time. It takes presence. And we remember Psalm 119, verse 125. Jesus' word is a lamp for my feet and a light for my path. So we all know the feet are important. And in this episode of Faith to Go, we're going to give families an opportunity to just have a little fun with their feet. You all are following Jesus, it's true, but we also want to get a picture of how you're doing that. So take a picture of your feet and post it with us on our website. We'll have a place here at the parish where you can do that. We just want to know how you're leading others, how you're leading your family, and lead your families and your friends too. So we want to know how you're inspiring others. In the meantime, we hope you're inspired also by this reflection from the Skit Guys that's going to be a little bit about how we can stay on this path of Jesus during difficult times. We hope you enjoy it.